I think we're hot. It's cold water, but I think we're hot. I think we're online, live, and we're hot. January 27. That's 2/7. How many days to the end of the month? We only have a few days to the end of the month. Okay, so since no one is here yet, I do have a curiosity. How would I make this camera and turn it into another camera choice using the ATEM Mini? So the first thing you need is a cable. We have a cable? Yes, we do. Okay, so I would take the cable and I will plug it in here. Okay, so far so good. Okay, so then I believe we have to turn the camera on. Yep, turn the camera on. So this is the trick that Randy taught me. Get a cable. So I got a longer cable here. So I could take this camera and I can actually, unless I pull out the, whatchamacallit, the HDMI cable, I can go all the way to the back of the room. Not bad. So where is this connected? This is connected to the ATEM Mini. So let's go over here. Oh, we got to turn the ATEM Mini on. Okay. Then we have to go and tell Ecamm that I would like to use the ATEM Mini. And look at that. Look at that. Crooked and everything. So if I turn around this way, you could see, so what is this? This is a 50 millimeter at f1.4. Let's aim it at the Christmas tree. So actually what I could do now is I do have a tripod mount. So before I make you all dizzy, okay, pop, 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 where am I? Oh, there I am. Okay, so I'm going to just clip this onto, this is a little light stand I got over here. There we go. And move that over there. All right, so if I sit down, and I turn this on, well, before I sit, let's turn this on to the ATEM Mini and then sit. Hey, not bad. Camera's a little low. I'm got to look up to it. So there we have that. Let's see if I've got any camera settings going on here. Nope. It does look a little bit bright. So if I compare that with this guy, which is my sitting camera. Hi, I'm sitting. I am sitting. Okay, so this is where I can sit and talk, and I have the uncropped view, and I have the crop view where you get I'm in your face kind of a thing. Okay, so let's go back to the ATEM Mini, and the reason I do want to, okay, so maybe that should not be so bright, huh? What you think? What do you think? All right, so let's do a standing up camera real quick. So I'm going to go back over here. I'm going to take this off of its little clip. And I'm going to look and make sure we're at 1/60th of a second. Yes, we are. We're at 1.4. Yes, we are. We're at ISO 400. Maybe we don't need to be so hot. Okay, so let's go to ISO 320. Okay, so let's do that. And let's clip it back on and do a quick check. So, wait. Why am I doing all this crap? All right, two reasons. How do you get from a camera into your YouTube house? Can you tell me? Can you tell me how to do that? All right, so you need a cable coming out of the camera. So this cable comes out of the camera. The other end needs to go someplace. So this is an HDMI out, which means you need an HDMI in. Okay? On your computer, you don't have an HDMI in. So you would need a dongle, or you could use an ATEM Mini of different flavors. All right, so I've got this plugged into the ATEM Mini. So I'm going to set this back on this. This is just a little light stand, nothing fancy. Okay, always make sure it's seated. I have seen so many people, okay, actually drop their camera because it is not seated. All right. I'm not talking about the person, I mean the camera. The camera has to actually be seated in the whatever it is that you're clipping it into. Don't assume that it's there. Okay. Okay. So now I dropped it from ISO 400 to ISO 320. 50 millimeter lens. The camera itself is pumping out 4K. But guess what? The ATEM Mini is not 4K. Okay. So the ATEM Mini is lowering it down. So the regular camera that I use when I come and sit and I go, hey, welcome. It's Friday night. Is this camera, okay? So I'm using a camera that I walk around with, and I just popped it right into the ATEM Mini, and that's what that looks like. All right, so let's get off my rump and start the show. Hey, it's Friday night. It is January 27th. Everybody get yourself a nice glass of water, okay? And let's start our Friday night family show. Let's start. All right. I also want to give you an update on what is going on. So let's go over to the revolving cameras so they can change all by themselves. Okay, and let's go. It seems like we got quite a few people in here already. So let's start saying hello to everybody. All right, so Peter's here. I know Peter's here. And there's Peter. And then there's Randy. Hey, Randy, called you today before work. I wanted to talk to you. And you were getting ready to go to work. So I wasn't able to talk to you. So we'll do some talking either after the show or maybe during the show. So we got Jim Mundy's here. And good evening. Thank God it's Friday. Hello to everybody. I called you too, but I did call you during work hours, so that wasn't fair. So thank you, Jim, for all you do. B-52, that's the B-52 bombers, and that's, yo, Peter, are you pre-ordering the S5 Mark II? You mean the S52? Mr. B-52, are you asking me if I'm ordering the S52? Kind of fits, right? Yeah, I'm going to, actually the camera that you just saw me walk around with, that I have the HDMI, that is going to get changed to a S52. So what two lenses? I need two lenses. I need one for the Christmas room. So when I come in here, I can use the camera here. What's the sense of having a $2,000 camera if I can't use it in here, okay? So if you want to actually see what I want to buy in that area, I want to get the S52 camera, which is the S5 Mark II to the proper people, okay? And is it going to be the X or not? I don't know yet, okay? What does the X give you, Peter, on the Panasonic camera? The X gives me ProRes recording internally onto the SD card. All right, so it gives me that. It also gives me all I. So you guys have heard that term before, right? You've got IPB kind of recording and you've got all I kind of recording. So the S52 does not do all I, but the S52X does. And the S52X also adds ProRes of a number of different flavors. And the camera to differentiate it is mostly blacked out, or it's got a very stealth looking appearance. So that's what's going on there. So if you want to see the three items that I'm going to migrate to, they're under the video in the description box, whatever they're calling it these days. Okay, Craig. How you doing, Craig? I don't know why you remind me of prayer, but I was on my treadmill today and I was doing my walking, and I do my praying, and I prayed for every one of you guys. And Craig, I prayed for your boys, okay? And you and your family. Okay, so hi, Peter and crew. I hope you are all doing well. Here's Norm. Norm wasn't here last week, or I didn't see you. I don't know why. You popped into my head. Merry Christmas, Peter. Good evening, Greggies around the world. It's snowing in Toronto this weekend. That's exciting to me, maybe not to you. So I think I learned that last week that when it snows, okay, it's pretty the first day, then it's ugly after that. But I'm not speaking from experience. Well, actually a little bit of experience. So Craig is saying, has anybody here been playing with the free ChatGPT artificial intelligence program? So if you guys are, you can answer. Craig, you can answer right here. I'll skip over so I don't get involved in your conversation. Dr. Charles Richard. Hello, is there a doctor in the house? Why, yes, there is. Charles Richard is right here. Hi, Charles. I love you, buddy. I love all of you. I forgot what I was going to say. Thank you all for being here. Oh, I pray for you guys every single day. So Matt says, hi, Peter. What's up with your OBS test? Well, Charles got on the phone with me and spent a good 2 hours or more, and he got it working very well, except it does a lot of stuttering when I move it up to 4K from 1080. I want to use 4K, kind of like for two reasons. For me, it feels like it's a raw file. It's not a raw file. Don't don't put words in my mouth, okay? It's not a raw file, but it's kind of like a raw file on photography. So it basically is giving me more headroom, more dynamic range. It's giving me the ability to color grade it. So I do like to use 4K. So OBS didn't allow me to go to 4K. So Charles and I came to the decision that we're going to try for the Ecamm, which is a perfect segue, okay, to the fact that I came on last Sunday night in a surprise show, all right? And I said, look, guys, I am in a little bit of trouble, and I need help to pay for the Ecamm subscription, which is just around $400. I think it's $382, $384, somewhere in that range. And my credit cards I can't use them anymore. They got filled up because of the court thing. The lawyer said either you pay up or I'm dropping you, okay? So my brothers and I paid up, and I can't put anything on my credit cards. So February 1st, the Ecamm, which is the software that I'm using to work all this stuff, okay, and I can record, all of that is, it's going to try to charge my credit card February 1st, and it's going to decline because it says amount left to use, 0, okay? So I can't pay for the Ecamm, all right? And the funds are limited, my income and that kind of stuff. So last Sunday I came on and I said it. I said, anybody that wants to help me, please help me. Now is when I need it. Okay, so a lot of you are friends and stuff like that. And we've raised $210 from last Sunday till now. And I need to reach 380 something, 390. Okay, round it up or round it down, whatever you like. So the people that have already contributed is Carlos. I'm not going to say last names for security and privacy. And I'm not going to say what people gave individually out of respect, okay? Because I don't want to violate your confidentiality or privacy. I want you to actually, be able to give and not feel embarrassed. All right, so Carlos gave, Shane gave, Marga gave. So Carlos, thank you. Shane, thank you. Marga, thank you. Jeff gave, Jeff, thank you. Gary gave, Gary, thank you. Scott gave, Scott, thank you. Jerry gave, Jerry, thank you. And Lewis gave. Now, Lewis, I can say, I'm not going to say the amount, because he was saying, how do I give last week? Okay, so we know who Lewis is. So Lewis gave too, okay? So thank you so much to the people that gave, all right? And we are at 210, and I need to reach 400 in order to renew the subscription for Ecamm. Ecamm Live is the software that I am actually using right now, okay? So that is what's going on right here. So I want to say thank you. So one of the possibilities was to actually go to OBS, because OBS is free. I'm an OBS virgin. I haven't used it before. Okay, so that's when Charles Richard came, and I did some live testing. And we came to the conclusion that if I wanted to broadcast in 4K, that I would probably need to go to Ecamm. And then Charles paid me a very nice compliment. He says, I know Ecamm very well, which I try to do. He said, tell everybody on the Friday night group, because there's people there that are your friends that would try to help you when you really need the help, which is right now. So right now, there's links in the very first or second line in the description. So I have PayPal, and I had that last week. But Sly said to me she wants to use something else, CashApp. So I got CashApp because Sly says she wants to give me some money to use towards this using CashApp. So if anybody wants to use CashApp, you can use CashApp or you can use PayPal. And the point is to help me to get the February 1st payment. So I'm going to actually put it all in my bank account. I'm going to use the debit card, and I won't get declined, and I'll still be able to record and do my recording here. So now you're up to the date. Those are the people that gave. I'll repeat your names in a little bit because I do want to say thank you. Okay. 181 Uplift. I like that name. Hello, everybody. Hi. Hi, 181. How are you doing? You're very uplifting. Did anybody ever tell you that? So how are you doing? Randy is here. He said, I'm using the Ecamm version 4. So the Ecamm version 4 is the same thing that I'm using here, which is the beta. So they now have gotten the release and the beta almost level. Maybe there's more things in the beta, but I wouldn't know what they are because I downloaded Ecamm version 4 also. So Ecamm version 4, if you guys are on and are using Ecamm, you need a hand. I use it. Mr. Camera Junkie uses it, whose name is Lewis. Tom Buck, I believe, uses it. So you can get help from any one of us guys. And I think all of us would be very glad to help you. So you could reach out to say, help, like I'm doing now, to raise the money for Ecamm. So now if you do give something right now, I can't see it unless I go log in to my email and check on it. So at about 10:30, I'll go check because now I'm asking for the help. And anybody that wants to step up to help, you got to use one of the links that's inside the description, okay? So you can use the link for the PayPal. And I think it gives you a choice of certain dollar amounts, and it also says other, okay? So if you use other, you can make it any amount you want. You don't have to, I didn't even pick those amounts. PayPal did, okay? So if you want to give more than $10, or you want to give $9 or $13, or you want to get $100 or 100,000 or million, you would use other, okay? Now, we did have somebody last week that said that they didn't want to sign up for a PayPal account. Can I pay through PayPal and not sign up? Yeah, PayPal makes it hard for you to do that, but who was it that told last week what to click? It said to go ahead and pay, and then it says use a credit card, and you don't want a PayPal account. And I understand it. There's a lot of people that don't want it, like Sly. Okay, and here's Sly right here. Well, first let's say Craig says, thank you, Peter. You are in my prayers as well. Thank you. Right now, I could use the prayers. It's getting a little rocky. In the court case, they're trying to use, to stir me up, to get me to like, oh my God, this is getting bad. Settle, okay? So my attorney said, calm down. They're doing this on purpose, blah, blah, blah. We're going to deal with each fact as it goes. I don't know how much I'm allowed to say, so as not to get into trouble. I'm just telling you it's getting a little rocky, a little mean, actually. Okay? So, and then at the same time, my own attorney comes up and says, well, you know, you've got to bring your bill up to date, okay? And if you don't, I'm just not going to be able to continue. So we did. We had to pay him a lot of money, all right? So my credit cards are popped out. That's why I need help now. And I'm asking for the help. all right? If I didn't need help, this is not a telethon, you know, or a share-a-thon, or whatever they call them. So, you know, Susan gave $700 and Bob gave $200. The phones are empty now, folks. Just keep calling it in. Use the phone. No, this is not that, okay? This is a Peter, me, saying I need help right now so I don't get discontinued with Ecamm. So if you want to help, it's $384, I believe is the right number, okay? And it's due February 1st. So we only have a few days. So if you are inclined, okay, if you're not inclined, don't. And don't feel bad, okay? I feel bad to ask, all right? So if you're not inclined, don't do it. But if you are inclined, now's when I need your help. Please, okay? I'm asking and I'm saying please. If you already gave, okay, Carlos, Shane, Marga, Jeff, Gary, Scott, Jerry, and Lewis. Gary, I'm sorry, and a Jerry and Lewis. You're not going to give again. This is not a trying to squeeze, you know, blood out of a potato type thing. If you gave, relax. Thank you. Thank you very much, okay? So we are at $210. We need about $384, okay? So now's the time to use the link, and by, what is the first anyway? Whenever it is, okay? I have to have the money in for that, all right? And here's Sly. She says, hi, Peter. She does, I promise. She says, hi, Peter. And friends, I've been working on trying to go live. I did a test run with family. I found some bugs, so back to the drawing board. I'm here. If you've got trouble, you know to reach me, okay? I don't know if I'm allowed to say that I helped you, but I helped her. And that's why she said, Peter, I want to help you with the Ecamm, okay, like the other people, but please get the CashApp. So if you're somebody like that that wants to use CashApp, I got it now. It's $ PeterGregg. I know, it's a hard one to remember, right? So thanks to Sly, I have enlarged myself to actually having, CashApp. Charles is saying hi to Sly. Well, that rhymes, okay? And Craig is going, oh dear. Yeah, well, you know how that feels, right, Craig? So that's the way it is, okay? So it was Charles, Richard, Dr. Charles, that said, Peter, don't be embarrassed. Tell everybody on Friday night what's going on, okay? And I said, but that's embarrassing. I'm supposed to be helping other people, and now I need to help, okay? So he says, just tell them, those that want to step up, right, Charles? That's what Charles told me in the middle of the night, okay? So Charles says, just tell them. So I did. So I am thankful, very thankful, okay? Very, very, very thankful. You get the drift that I'm thankful? Do I have to put it in writing? All right, so let's come over here and sit this old body down, and let's get running through the comments here. Sly is saying hi to Charles. Mr. Camera Junkie is in the house. How is Mr. Camera Junkie and Aiden? They're both doing good, I think. I would have heard. So Sly says, Friday nights wouldn't be the same without Peter. Well, I get that same feeling, which is why I got scared. And I said, let's check out OBS. So I tried really hard, okay? So not only me, but Charles got on the phone. And let me tell you something. Charles knows how to use OBS, okay? So let me look at the calendar thing here real quick. I don't know when February 1st is. So today is the 27th. So tomorrow is Saturday, the 28th, 29th. Monday is the 30th, 31st. So we got 31 days. I'm looking at the calendar app, okay? And February 1st is this coming Wednesday. So if you're going to help, now is when I need it, okay? I want to balance that by saying, don't one single person out there get a guilt feeling. That's not the purpose, all right? I am not here to do that. But if you are somebody that does want to help, I need it now, okay? Otherwise, I will lose the software that allows me to do the live streaming, okay? And that's why I am saying that. Okay, let's see. I left off with who? With Sly. She said Friday nights wouldn't be the same without Peter. Well, I'll start sending smoke signals. I laugh at my own jokes. Isn't that dumb? So Mr. Uppity is here, and he's saying, I'm great. I hope everyone else is doing great. See? One of the family. What can I tell you? Good luck on your goal, Peter. You will reach it. I know. Well, honestly, I have to say it feels a little scary, okay? So I'm just being honest. It does feel a little bit scary. So that's why I'm coming and asking. And if you guys, you know, it's embarrassing to ask. I'd like to see you guys get in front of a camera and ask for money in front of a group of people, all right? So either you don't give a crap and you're just looking at the money flying in, okay, and you're going, yeah, I'm going to Chick-fil-A tonight, or you feel like, I really hate to do this. All right, I'm in the I really hate to do this camp. It's not my style. I've been on since 2006, 7, 8, somewhere in that, and I come on to help people. If I see somebody with a new channel, I try to plug them and promote them and get people to go there. How many have we gone, like Jonathan with the violin, and even, believe it or not, Gerald Undone, when he just had a few thousand people and I was already up at the 30,000, I was in there plugging. Let's get this kid up there, okay? Well, now he's big, all right? He doesn't have time for us little people anymore. No, he didn't do anything negative, okay? I'm just saying, you never know where people wind up when you step in to help them. So the only thing I can do to help people, honestly, is to actually use my channel and you know, get people to go over there and expose them. Like when, you know, when Sly is gonna try to go live eventually, and I'm helping her with it, and she's got the cameras, she bought the ATM Mini, and she's trying to plug it in this way and this way. So when she goes live, you know darn well I'm gonna help her to no end, okay? Same with other people, like Charles Richard is live and he uses the Fuji cameras. So that's what I can do to be helpful. So being on the other end where I'm going like, can somebody please help me? It's a very strange feeling, okay? All right, so B52 makes me think of the camera every time. What do you think of the L-mount lens choices? The prices seem more than reasonable, especially with such fast glass. All right, one of the reasons that I'm going to eventually one day, okay, some things have to sell before other things can go in, and new cameras can be bought, because my immediate emergency right now is to pay Ecamm so I can continue to make videos, because I also use it to record. So I could just hit record and it doesn't go out the door. Or I can hit record or stream, which is what I hit tonight, and it goes out the door, okay? So one of the things that's a favor of the S52, it's the S5 Mark II by Panasonic. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, that I actually said that I put the camera and the two lenses that I would want to migrate to, meaning I would have to sell a camera and some lenses that I have now, and kind of like it's a trade-off, okay? So right now you're looking at the Randy camera, okay? So this is the Randy cam, all right? Because Randy's the one that basically donated this camera to the Christmas room. So this is the Randy cam. So I will probably sell one of the cameras. Actually, the Canon is, the R6 is technically sold, okay? So the reason I'm being cautious, I'm supposed to meet the person tomorrow. And I haven't been able to contact them from last night and all day today. So they're not coming to my house because I'm a little scaredy-weirdy, okay? So I'm not going to have them come to the house. I'm going to meet them at a neutral place, a safe place, okay? It's not Starbucks or anything. It's actually one of my brother's businesses, all right? But all of a sudden, I can't reach them. So I'm not going to cry because I like the camera, okay? So that is what I'm working on, and I guess by next Friday we will know, okay? So I was answering B52's question, and Peter talks so much. So the S52 camera, all right, has got 3 lens lines to choose from, and maybe more. Maybe there's others that I'm not even aware of, okay? Well, let me tell you what the 3 are. The most expensive is the Panasonic S52 and S5 Mark II, and the S5, and all their full frame uses the Leica L mount. So you could buy a Leica lens, and it works on the camera a treat. It just works, okay? The problem with the Leica lens mount, which is called L for Leica. Do you know anything that's Leica that's cheap? Even if you wanted to buy a Leica badge for your shirt, it's not cheap. Leica has stores, boutique stores, for very wealthy people to go in and go, I'll take one of those, please, okay? With their finger up, I'll take one of those. Okay, so anyway, you got the Leica. Then Panasonic builds the camera. Panasonic makes lenses for their camera. And they're called Lumix lenses, but they are Leica certified. So instead of just being whatever Leica wants, they have to meet the Leica requirements. So the lenses are quite good, actually more than quite good. So now you got 2 lens lines to choose from. And then Sigma makes a lot of their ART lenses that is available for the Leica mount. So you've got 3. Now, for all I know, Viltrox might make some, they might not. I haven't looked it up, okay? Tamron might make some, or they might not. I'm just saying I know of 3 specific, really good size lens lines, okay? When you buy a camera, guys, you are actually buying, let's just straighten out this shirt. I look ugly. I look ugly without the shirt being straight, so let's make it nicer. All right, so when you get into a camera line, you're basically going to buy lenses, and those things are going to stay with you. So you could buy a camera line, and it's temporary until you can reach what you want, okay? So there's nothing wrong with stepping stones. So you might have to start with camera brand A, even though you really want to reach camera brand Panasonic, like what I want to do, okay? So I can't go spending all that money for lenses and camera bodies and stuff like that. So it is going to be, it's going to arrive tenderly, gently, okay? But one of the things is you got to make sure there's enough lenses there, all right? So who doesn't have enough lenses? Somebody. They're very weak on their, okay, the Canon R lenses. They won't even allow anybody else besides Canon to make those lenses. They've got patents, and they use their big, huge football team of lawyers to beat up all the other lens makers. And the only place you could buy lenses for the Canon body now, the new mirrorless, is if it's a Canon brand or nothing. There's no in between, okay? So the Panasonic has got 3 that I know of, and maybe 4. Maybe the Artisan lenses has something. I don't want to give you wrong information, okay? So that is the lens choices, and that's one of the strengths. I don't want to start buying lenses, and then it's like, oh, well, they don't have a 50mm 1.4. I like 50mm 1.4 lenses. It's a PeterGregg thing. You might like a zoom lens. You might like close-up lenses. So you want the lens that you want to be getting made, okay? So here's Charles. He's the one that helped me with the OBS. Peter, don't be afraid to talk to Ecamm and ask them if they will sponsor you. They might reduce your yearly subscription in exchange for some plug-in mentions on your videos. Yes, I have written, okay? They don't have a phone call, but I didn't get any answer. Plus, they're in the process of upgrading to Ecamm 4, which is a major, major thing. So it's just you and me and my friends. And if we can get it paid for, we're good to go for the next year. That's why I'm mentioning it here. Okay. So Sly says, that's a great idea, Charles. Peter, you've been advertising for them for a long time. Well, guess what? It's not me you have to convince. They have to do it. All right. Let's see. Randy, is you only $25 for Peter now, and he will have the full amount. Okay. I'll have to look and see. You know, let's get down to the end, and then I'm gonna get up and go over and look and see at what you guys have done. So because I can't see it from here. I'm sitting in the chair. Okay. So I'll walk over to the other computer and look up PayPal. All right. So I just got my Fuji X-T5. Whoop! Somebody got a new camera. So far it's amazing. It all goes great with my Canon R6. So here's a secret to the X-T5. Fuji makes different lenses. So Charles was teaching me that you want the LM lenses if you're going to do video because it's got the linear motor. LM, linear motor. Oh my God, I figured that out all by myself. Okay. So, and then the other thing, I think I was looking at the lenses for the Fujis because my friend just bought a lens up in the New England states. And I think he said that Viltrox makes lenses. And those are actually winning lenses. So, lo and behold, you've got some good choices there too. Lifty, nifty. So Jim Monday is, he's talking to Charles and Sly. Okay, I'm sure I'm not the only one that bought my Ecamm subscription because of you, Peter. Those boys at Ecamm should appreciate that. I'm sure they do. They're very nice guys. They respond to me very nicely. I just think that that they might be just a little bit busy right now. Okay, Randy, I'm going to skip over your question because that's supposed to be our topic, and I haven't even touched it yet. Okay, so Randy is asking me a question on the new Apple, and I got some stuff to say about that, all right? But I want to get through. Mr. Tom Buck is here. What did I just watch from Tom? And it was so freaking interesting. It was a this or that. Well, whatever it is, go to Tom Buck, okay, right there, and we'll look at his newest video, all right? And he's comparing something. I just can't remember because I've been watching a lot of videos on OBS trying to figure it out. But we're more than halfway on paying for Ecamm. So if you guys pull off a miracle, for me tonight, it's one and done. So thank you, those that have given and are giving, okay? And Sly is asking Lewis a question. Craig is saying, we know your heart, Peter. I remember when you were doing these shows every night, all night, when COVID started, to help anyone through the dark nights. You have a true servant's heart. Thank you for the compliment, Craig. That is a very nice thing to say, but it's true. I wanted to see what I could do. I've said the story 1,000 times. I saw the Italian people. The whole frickin' country was on lockdown, and I felt bad. And I saw a video of some guy that went out and played his guitar on the balcony. And because the people were stuck in their houses, it gets me emotional. No, I'm not going to cry, okay, but it gets me emotional because I feel for these people, that all the people came out on their balconies, okay, and this guy basically led the whole area in a song fest. They were singing songs on their balcony, and I'm going like, damn, what can I do? Well, Peter has a camera. Peter has a YouTube. So I went live. Let me tell you, my underwear got dirty that night. I was so scared to go live. And I went live for more than half a year. Okay, and then I backed it off to once every so many days until we arrived at once a week now, not even on the big channel. That was my pathetic attempt at what I can do, because if you feel lonely and you're at home, I do a lot of talking. I'd never shut up. So why not use the gift of gab? And that's why I did that. Craig knows. Okay. So we did shows, how long? 7.5 hours live. Okay. It was the longest one that I remember doing. So it was fun. So we got Lifty Nifty here. Thank you for the tip on the lenses. I am new to Fuji and need all the help. Awesome news. So when you now how about if you look up, when you look up Fuji, oh, here's another plug for me, okay? I got a check-in today from B&H. So they give me like a 1 or 1.5% commission when you guys use my link, okay? So what does that mean? That means if you're gonna go buy a camera, come to my videos somewhere. Click on the link for B&H. And anything you buy, even if it's underwear, okay? No, they don't sell that. All right? At B&H, for the next, I think, 24 hours, they will give me, I think, a 1 or 1.5% commission. So when that check does come in, they pay every 3 months, okay? So the next check won't come in for a while. So they're not that big. It's like $40 to $80. And any one of us, wait, listen, okay? Turn on your ears so you can hear. So this is not only a benefit for me, all right? Look at the rest of the family, all right, that have affiliate links. Maybe you don't like me, okay? That's okay. Well, no, it's not, but it's okay. You don't have to like me. Maybe you like Charles Richard, or maybe you like Tom Buck, or maybe you like Mr. Camera Junkie. All these guys have affiliate links. So when they do the work to make these videos, the way that you can tip them is using theirs and mine affiliate links. And that puts a little change in their bank. That's a way to say thank you to any YouTuber. But because I'm partial to my family here, which is all of you people watching, all right, that's why I encourage people to go and use my affiliate links, okay? I happen to like me. I'm not, well, sometimes I don't like me, but most of the time I like me. But you can rotate, okay? So you could go to the other people that are here that have accounts and they have affiliate links and use their affiliate links. It helps them, okay? All right, so let's go. Did I say hi to Tom Buck? I saw his name. Yeah, I did. Okay, there is Mr. Tom Buck. He's my favorite Tom Buck in all the whole wide world. And I love you, Tom. And I love Heather more. I love you both. No problem. Thank you. Tom it supports me by instantly replying, instantly answering his phone, instantly answering anytime I text to him. So he is what you call a friend, okay? And you guys, we're family in here. So that's why I love Tom, okay? Well, I loved him from before that. Okay, so Sly's asking Lewis a question. Oh, Randy. Tom Buck with the Z9 from Nikon. Thank you, Randy. Randy knows when I'm having a brain fart. So Tom Buck did a video on the Nikon Z9, okay? So, I'm retired. I was a wedding photographer, all right? If I was to go back and do wedding photography, and if by any chance somebody said, Peter, and I would say, yes, what camera would you pick to go back into doing commercial wedding photography or commercial photography of any kind, or even video, okay? It would be the Z9, okay? So I would give you my history, and my history runs from Canon through into Nikon, and then when I got into video, which is what we're doing here, which is content creation, okay, I added Sony and Panasonic. So the nicest camera, believe it or not, in my opinion, is the Canon, all right? However, what makes Canon so nice is exactly its Achilles heel. The Canon cameras are not the sharpest boys on the block, all right? You get sharper images from your Sony. You get sharper images from your Nikon. You get sharper images from your Panasonics, all right? But girls and some old guys named PeterGregg are basically sensitive to skin tones. I'm going to be 70 years old this year, so in effect, I'm 70 years old. So Tom Buck, Mr. Handsome, good-looking guy over there, he's not worried about facial blemishes and where is that there's an old person's mark here. I'm getting marks and wrinkles. They're up here and stuff, all right? So Canon does great for me, all right? But it's not the sharpest picture on the block, all right? You can get sharp pictures. You just have to have the skill set to do it. Back to skills. What does Mr. Camera Junkie say? That's his actual saying, is upgrade your skills before you upgrade your gear. And I agree with the man. Upgrade your skills, okay? So, where is it? Randy is saying Tom Buck got a Z9 in, okay? So that's my territory. In 2009, I did not erase Canon, but I added Nikon to my gear for my professional wedding shoots. And I went little by little whole hog. So I was getting anywhere between $5,000 and $10,000 a wedding at that time. I was a good wedding photographer. I haven't shot one in 100 years, so I probably suck at it now, right? But no, when you get that mindset, even now, when I look at a situation, I think of it in terms of how would I shoot it like I was shooting a wedding or an event. So that structure gets into your mind. So the Z9 has everything in it except a forward-facing LCD screen. Bad Nikon. How stupid can they be? And yes, I am a Nikon fanboy. I'm a Canon fanboy. I'm a Panasonic. I'm a lot of cameras fanboys. And I get accused, oh, you're just a fanboy. Suck it up, baby. Sue me. Or actually, I should say get in line right now. Okay? If I like a camera, I like it. And if they are doing something wrong, I think I have the right to say it. I'm not blasting the person that buys the camera. Okay? God forbid I have to put up my hard-earned money to buy a camera. So why would I blast anybody for paying and putting up their money for buying a camera? So if you bought a camera that, well, I don't recommend it, there's no way I'm going to blast the camera. It's actually, to me, it's like insulting you. I'm not here to insult anybody. I don't want to. Okay? And if I do it accidentally, accept my apologies now in advance. Okay? But Canon, I'm sorry, Nikon, the stupidest thing in the world, okay? Bad, bad, bad. All right? Is that damn LCD they put on there. The LCD is what you look at on the back of the camera. Okay, let me grab this guy. This is a EOS R6 Mark II. Okay? So, if you're there, look. You can see, if I turn this camera on, I don't think there's a battery in here. No, it's empty. It's in the charger. Okay? You can see if you're in front of the camera. It's not only for people that do vlogging. Hey, I'm PeterGregg, and I'm vlogging, and I like to look at myself instead of looking at you in the lens. I keep looking off to the side, and you think I'm looking at you, but it looks like I can't aim my eyes into the lens. Okay? There's also another reason. I could flip this forward, and I can watch. If I'm setting the bride up, I can see what's happening. Okay? That's number one. Number two, I can aim it like this. I could drop it in my lap. Does anybody know somebody that's, as soon as you raise the camera up, no, don't take a picture of me. Oh, shut up. I have a camera in hand. I'm going to take a picture of you. Okay? So you could put it in your lap. You could kind of look down. You could be taking pictures because the camera has a silent mode. So I could have taken 50 pictures of you in your underwear by now and you don't even know it. Okay? No, I don't do that. But the people that don't like their picture taken, they're a part of the event that I'm there to photograph. You can't say, don't take a picture of me. Get out of the room. Leave. Go to Disney World for all I care, okay? So the Nikon Z9 doesn't let you do that. They don't let you look in the front. Instead, they put up some crazy ASS LCD that wobbles around. Up, down, every which way except forward. You want to do something innovative? Here's an idea for free. Nikon will send me a camera, a Z9, okay? And I want the f1.2 50mm lens also. So here's your free idea. Your free idea, Nikon. Make these things, okay, these flippy screens, so they snap on and snap off. You make the battery so you can take it out. You can have more than one battery, okay? So what they say is this is not rugged enough. I can actually and break it off. Make it so that you just push a release button and you take off the LCD. So if you break it at a wedding and you're making money, right, at the wedding, buy yourself a couple of spare LCDs. No problem, I broke it. Snap the next one on and you're ready to go. Snap on, snap off LCD screens. So it just releases with whatever way they release, either a press of a switch or just pressure. You just pull it hard, it'll pull off, okay? Then all those arguments that these things are flimsy, the hinges break, out the window. Because now it's snap on, snap off. So if it goes to break, it'll actually unsnap before it breaks. Simple as pie. Instead, they created this crazy ASS, okay, LCD that it kind of like, it's, what do you call it? Like that bobbing head or whatever. Anyway, there's my free idea. Okay, you're so concerned, and maybe it is a concern. Maybe people are breaking this. So I'm not joking. Make these so they snap on and snap off. We're talking about a $5,000, $6,000 camera. I'm not talking about the $1,000 cameras need to have snap-on, snap-off LEDs. But it solves all the problems. If somebody says, I don't like LCDs at all, pull it off. Problem solved. I cracked myself up. All right, let's stand up. I'm getting all riled up here. All right, let's get a camera going here that is for standing. Okay, here it is. Boom. Okay, so you guys got me all riled up. My blood is ready and boiling now. Okay, such an expensive camera and something so simple. They spent so much engineering time to make it unusable. Okay, now I know there's going to be that one guy out there in camera land, Nikon land, that's going to go, I like it. Okay, buy it. Okay, the snap on and snap off LCD screen doesn't exist. I just invented it now. Well, I invented it a year ago, but whatever. So, are we having fun yet? Where's Scott? I feel hungry, and he's the one that brings the food. Thank you, Randy. Thank you for telling me what I couldn't remember, and that is Tom Buck has the Z9 in hand. I love the camera already. I don't even have to watch Tom Buck, but I will. Tom Buck is just, he's magnetic. Once you start watching Tom, you can't stop. You can't even go to the bathroom. You've got to have a pecan, not pecan, a pecan. Okay, Peter is getting silly. All right. Nikon just got restricted by the Japanese government where they're not allowed to sell to China. China is using Nikon technology to spy on the US. Wow, good for Japan, okay? So Tom is saying, I don't know what these settings are tonight, but the colors and clarity are phenomenal. Boy, coming from Tom Buck, this is good news. Okay, thank you, Tom. All right, checks in the mail. All right, even more so than usual. My blood is flowing. I am doing 30 minutes a day on the treadmill. So instead of looking like I'm ready to die, okay, I'm actually I got, so there is different cameras. So does this go across the room? Lewis, I got your donation. Thank you, big boy. I love you. I love you, Lewis. Thank you. Okay. Would be a fun one to try. I think he's answering Randy. Tom Buck, R6 Mark II. No, it's the R6 Mark I. Okay, I'm whispering. So let me ask you, can you hear me when I'm whispering? Because I have a noise, expander on right now because of Shane at Geeky Nerdy Techie in the Blues, okay? He got on the phone with me all the way from Australia and he said, put an expander on and you can make the air conditioner disappear. And I got the bubble lamps running, okay? So how does it sound? I guess I should ask. There's nobody else to ask but you, okay? So that's why I said Tom says it would be a fun one to try. So I'm watching Tom. I want to see all the fiddle-faddle things you're going to do with that Z9 because it's probably the best camera you could buy if you're a commercial photographer or if you have anything to do with things you're going to sell, even videos, okay? So that is what is my opinion on that. Not that it matters, but that's my opinion. That's my opinion, okay? So Matt says, glad to see your live stream pop up on my YouTube recommendation again. So Matt, you're not a subscriber? I wonder why YouTube doesn't like me, okay? Because I think they suck, all right? But that's my own personal opinion. But they don't often recommend my videos, and you can tell, okay? But I'm here for you, not YouTube. I'm here for you. That's why we do the Friday night. And I think, what did I do? I popped up 2 videos this week. The R6, which is here somewhere, and if it gets sold tomorrow, I wanted to do a video with it before it left the house, okay? And if it doesn't get sold tomorrow, if the guy doesn't show up with cash, okay, or he's a scammer or something, then I love the camera, all right? So the sit-down camera, let's go back here for a second, all right? Let's see, where is my butt? It's under the chair. All right, it's on the chair. All right, so if I come over here, all right, so this is the R6. And I have this tuned, and Randy, don't say a word, okay? Don't give out the secrets, big guy, okay? So I have figured out how to make this camera do what I want it to do, okay? So when it decides to change to the next camera and you get the LED lights in the background, okay, now you got the LED lights over my head over here. Okay, you notice they're not purple, they're blue. How come? Because I have figured out how to do it. Randy and I talked it through, okay? Now, Randy could tell you on his channel if he wants, but not here. Don't print it here, okay? It's my secret formula. All right, so that is purple. Now it's red. Now, but you see the blue lights next to it? Okay. What color are they? Are they lavender? Because that's what Canon does. In case you didn't know it, Canon will take your blue lights. See them up here on top of my head again? Wrong hand. Okay, those. The little blue dots. Those are LEDs. Okay. So how can I show those to you? Let me stand up again. And let's go to the E10 black, okay? So this is the E10 that's on that side of the room, Sony E10, all right? And you see the wrong hands. You got to do everything backwards when you're looking at yourself and you're trying to point. So I would want to say by looking at that, I'm pointing with the wrong hand. So what I have to do is disengage my brain from looking at the monitor to where I really know. So I know those things are right there, okay? Those LEDs are right there. So Sony has no problem with blue. But if that was a Canon camera, okay, it would actually be showing those to you in purple. Where are you? Over there. So that is not a good thing. So that is what we're running here. And okay, let's go to my rotating cameras. Okay, so there it is in more of a close-up. Okay, so I actually asked Matt a question. Is it random? Did you subscribe to me and that's why they recommended? Okay, because if they recommended me randomly, wow, that's a nice thing. Okay, so Lewis is saying, hi Peter and friends, I hope you are all well. Yes, I as well. Okay, Craig says, Peter, I still miss the all-night jokes and the M&M games. The M&M games made this turkey neck huger and this pot belly huge, and it wasn't really just the M&Ms. I was into chocolate chip cookies, bread, ice cream, ice cream, ice cream. Oh, what else? Ice cream, okay? So that is, the doctor told me, your sugar's too high. I'm going to have to prescribe metformin or something. Dr. Charles Richard will know what it is. So here we go. And yes, Craig, to be honest with you, I miss the M&Ms. I want my M&Ms back. Okay. Randy says, I placed that video on Peter's Facebook page. Oh, cool. See, when Randy and other people promote other people on my behalf, I like that, okay? Okay, so Randall says Tom Bucks. It's Tom Buck is the name of his channel. But maybe he's talking about Tom Bucks. I like that. We're going to have Tom Bucks. I'm going to print up my own money, and they're going to be called Tom Bucks. Okay? And Lewis says, I'm so happy. Did you get your PayPal? I send you money. Yes, that's why I wanted to say thank you, Lewis. Thank you, Lewis. I love you, Lewis. I love you, Lewis. Thank you so much, because I know it's very hard for you to do that. It made me very excited. I told you over and over, buddy. All right, baby, if you can't afford it, I am not here to put anyone in harm's way. I'm serious as stepping on a thumbtack. It's going to hurt. I'm not looking to hurt anybody. So anybody that feels the spirit move them, so they say, okay, then please help me pay the Ecamm bill. It's due next Wednesday. I don't have the money to pay for it, and I can't. Okay, so thank you, Lewis, for doing that. For Lewis, it's a really, really big sacrifice for him to do that. So I do say thank you. Okay. Jim says, upgrade your skills. I got the t-shirt and saw the new designs that look great at Mr. Camera Junkie. I got to stock up. That's Louis Vega. He's down the road from me, and if I could stay on my feet, then we'll make it a much better show. Okay. All right. So what was I forgot what I was saying. Okay. Oh, Lewis, Mr. Camera Junkie, he's got upgrade your skills and pay your bills, Peter. He needs a special one for me. All right. Upgrade your skills before you upgrade your gear. Okay. So if he's got a t-shirt, Mr. Camera Junkie, he'll be on tomorrow at 10. So I go on tonight at 10. He goes on tomorrow at 10. And I think Sly wants to start with a live show of her own. Some of you guys are watching and you're getting inspired. So when I'm dead and gone, I'll be able to lay in my grave, it's very dark in here, and say, I helped start that channel. I encourage them to start that channel. That is the legacy I want to leave. I want to see people doing good. Each and every one of you. Tom says, and this is Tom Buck. See, Tom Buck. Where's my pointing finger? Right there. So if you want to see and watch the Z9, you're going to go and do a search for Tom Buck. And then you're going to go and watch his channel. Okay. I was using a flip screen to take portraits from a high angle today. You know, super useful for tons of stuff beyond vlogging. At weddings, many times they'll dance in a circle and surround the bride and everything. What am I going to do? Am I going to take over the reception? No, I'm going to raise the camera way up over my head. I'm going to aim that flippy screen down, which I believe you can do with the Z9. It'll go down and up, just not forward, okay? And you can just aim it. Now, my hands are out of the screen, but if they were down here, I'd be holding a camera. So if I took this camera and I wanted to raise it up high, let's make this so you can see it. Come on. All right, so I would actually angle this, wrong way, angle this down. All right, now I could raise, see the angle? I could raise this up, 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 up. Now it's still facing the floor. I'd have to go under here to see it. But if I got it really high over my head, that's how I did a lot of the dancing stuff and things that happened at the wedding reception. Our resident comedian is here. I need a flip screen in my life. Oh, Louis, you make me laugh sometimes. It's going to make me feel good just to hold this. So let me hold this in my lap. There's something about me and cameras. I don't know what it is, but I kind of like them, okay? It's like sometimes I take them to bed with me. All right, no dirty thinking now, okay? Canon EOS R6. This one is the one that belongs to me, that if they pay for it tomorrow, I'll have cash. And I will use that cash because this is the Randall camera. Randy bought this camera, but not really. He bought something else that I sold and used that money 100%, dollar for dollar, came out equal to buy the camera, okay? So it was amazing. So this is the Randall cam. And the Randall cam might get sold tomorrow. And that money is going to get used to buy the S52. So the S52 is going to become the Randy camera because without Randy, none of those cameras are possible, honestly. Okay, so Mr. Camera Junkie is thanking Jim Mundy, and Randy is talking to Louis. I have to put this one up, Randy. Sorry. Okay, I know it's a private conversation. Louis Lazuka, save your money. Use the mirror. That's funny. It struck my funny bone. I don't know. Uplift says a screen that snaps off and then you have a portable monitor. Hey, we just enlarged it. Okay, so how about this? You could snap it off, okay? And that snap includes part of the hinge and you can slide it into the hot shoe so it can continue to be a wonderful idea. We'll have to get 2 Z6s, and one for me and one for you. How about that? I like that idea, okay? Don't think, it's the dumbest ideas that wind up being the best. Randy, you're right. It's about that mirror. That's a smart move. Okay, now Randy's trying to make me hungry. I bought the pecan and pralines. It's the ice cream, okay? And then he says ice cream. I knew what it was. You don't think you're going to say pralines and cream without me thinking it's ice cream, do you? Do you, huh? Okay. Louis is talking about the iPhone Max. Where is he? He's right here. Okay. Yes. Get the Max. Go for the Gusto. If you're going to reach that high, don't even think about it. Okay. We are on telethon mode. Let's raise the $400 in the next hour for Peter. Good thing, Charles. Let me go look so I can tell you what we're actually doing. I mean, I'm sitting here saying, please send me the money to pay, and you guys could have already sent me 5 times the amount because you guys got big hearts. So let me walk away. I'm going to the computer. You still can hear me now, okay? You can still hear me, all right? I just sat down at the desk. Oh, is that a load off my feet? So let's go into PayPal. Let's log in. Then we're logging in. Holy cow, what the hell did you guys do? Okay, we are now at, instead of $400, we're at $500. So stop, okay? Please, don't send any more money. You're going to make me feel guilty as hell. All right? So we got something from Sharks Park, okay? And a second one, oh, Sharks Park, you paid me twice, buddy. Did you mean to do that? Or do I need to refund one? Jim Monday sent some. Jim, I told you not to. You just sent me a birthday gift. We got Randy sent some money in. And Craig sent some money in. And Randy sent more money in. And Lewis and Jerry and Scott and Gary and Jeffrey and Marga and Shane and Carlos. All right, guys. We are at $500. So please, you guys have paid it. Oh, geez. Now, if you think I was excited before, now you have your hands full, okay? Now, you're going to be going, what the hell's wrong with you, Peter? Okay? So, thank you. How do I say thank you to people? All I can do is say thank you. Thank you, and I love you, and it's very meaningful. You're going to make me get emotional here. Peter, you will not get emotional. Ow! What the hell? Not that hard, okay? I'm not that emotional. Okay. All right. So, anyway, thank you, Charles. You got me to go and look. So, we raised the 400, and I'll raise you by another 100. So, that's 500. Yeah, I'm going to use the money. Don't think I'm just going to throw it away. Okay. I even have to have food, too. Okay. Not going there. Just saying. I'm just saying, everybody, thank you. All right, so Lewis says, Peter, I sent all I can for now, but please pray for me. Then I will hopefully send some more. Lewis, I told you once and I'll tell you again. Don't be sending me money, buddy, okay? I know you're in a really bad way, all right? So you just love on me. That's your job, all right, Lewis? You love on me, okay? Okay, so Dr. Charles is saying, actually, it's very true. If you already gave, we thank you. If you can give again, we thank you twice. The goal is to reach $400. We got some of you guys missed your calling, honestly, or is it just me? All right, to find you guys funny. All right, so Matt says, I am subscribed. Thank you, Matt, for answering that. Why did you leave? Don't leave. There he is. Matt says, I am subscribed. So I'm just excited right now. All right. So Randy says, I only need 25. No, we're over by 100. So I'm going to be able to pay that. And if there's anything else that I'm just not aware of that's just crazy, that's what's going to get used for. So how can I say thanks for the donations you sent to me? Things I didn't deserve, yet you gave them anyway to me. So thank you, I say thank you, a million times I say thanks. So thank you. Thank you. Lewis says, anything for you, Peter? And Lewis says, it's my honor. Thank you. I'm not using it for a camera. Okay, so Peter, how are you today? You are happy today. Yeah, well, if I wasn't happy before, I'm happy now. Okay. Let's see. Sly is saying something. It's hard to concentrate because I'm all excited because it's like, I thought after I did 2 shows and it got up to 200, I thought we weren't going to make it. And God has blessed me through you guys where it went over. So Lewis is saying, check out an Adopt-A-Phone. I got a refurbished 13 mini for $200 less than new. I was nervous about it being a refurb, but it came in and it looks like brand new. So Lewis, look at the comments over here and check it out, okay? So Lewis is answering back to Sly. Okay. Sly says, OfferUp is a site I was trying to remember the other day. Yeah, I couldn't find it either. So thank you for documenting it. Okay. So why? Because if the guy picks up tomorrow and pays me cash for this, okay, I'm going to sell some of the RF lenses. And that I'm going to use that money to flip to get into the Panasonic S52, okay? This way it'll still be a Randy camera. If this is the Randall cam, okay? So 181 says, yeah, we did it. I knew it. How did you know? I know when people go, I knew it. How did you know that we did it? Okay? Jim Monday says, amen. That's awesome. What a blessing, Peter. Boy, you're not kidding, okay? My eyes are moist because I'm usually the guy that wants to do the giving, and you guys stepped up to bless me. It really touches my heart that you would do that for me. That is just an amazing feeling, okay? I don't know how else to say. It's just an amazing feeling. So all of you guys rock. Yes, you do. Okay, and Sly and Lewis are talking. And so I'm not putting that up. So if I see you talking, I'm not putting that up. I'm going to let you guys have the conversations. I love you forever, Peter. Thank you. Thank you, Louis. But you know I love you. And I tell you 1,000 times. And Charles. Charles is expressing my feelings. And he took the words right out of my mouth. God is good. And God has used you guys. So you guys are good too. Because I appreciate that. Okay? Craig says, break out the M&Ms. Yeah, well, the good thing is I've been on this for almost a year, and I miss the M&Ms, but I'm not gonna give myself a shot of sugar now. I'm doing so good. Okay, and Lewis is talking to Sly, and Lifty says, because good things come to people who do good things. Plus, you have us. That's my secret weapon, is you. You think I'm BSing you? Okay, I'm not a cusser, but you think I'm bullshitting you? You guys are my secret weapon. And the reason I say that is because we get together, there's nothing in it for any of us, and we still all love each other, and look how many people we got in here. We've got 17 people, so we're not big. We're small. We're what they call small potatoes. But when someone is in the hospital, okay, we pray for them, those that want to. I don't push anything on anybody. I mean, I'm a Christian. I'm not going to hide it. But if you're an atheist, I ain't going to push it on you, okay? You have a right. God even gives you the right. He says, you make your own choice. So why would I push it, all right? So, thank you. Lewis says, I'm not crying, Peter. You are. Yeah, I'm almost crying. I am so glad you reached your goal today. You guys really, you shocked the living crap out of me. Okay? You really did. You really shocked the living doo-doo. All right? Who's going to clean this frickin' underwear? Okay? Thank you so much. That is just amazing. Yeah, and you know what we didn't get? We didn't get the people that actually do the slamming. Peter, how can you go and ask people for money? Because I've seen that happen, okay? People that many years ago, what's his name? I could see his face. It's DeFranco, but it's not that one. It's another one. And his computer broke, and he couldn't do his YouTubes anymore. So he made a video with his, at that time, Android, okay? And he asked for money to buy a computer. It broke, and he didn't have the money to fix it. And I watch him a lot. How come I can't think of David? It's David DeFranco, all right? And I got very hooked on him because he does a lot, or almost all, of his videos based around his family, his dog, and his cat. So my mother my mother had passed away then, and I was missing her. So he did Thanksgiving. He showed his mother cooking the turkey, preparing the table, and it felt like I was there. So when he said, guys, my computer broke, and I need help to get a new one, boom, okay? And the people trashed him for doing that. Where are you going to go for help if you're not going to go to your friends? Okay? So that wasn't that wasn't very nice. So it didn't happen here. Thank you. I guess you're my secret weapon. All right? I appreciate it and I love you. Okay. So I lost track. Oh, Randy says, let's switch over the new M2s from Apple. Give me a second to calm down, please. Okay. So Charles says, remember, Peter, we are not going to just abandon you. That's what friends are for. That's what Charles was telling me in the middle of the night. You really belong on Ecamm. He tried and I obeyed everything Charles had me do. Okay. I even was reading the screen and Charles came to the conclusion, ask your friends to help you buy the Ecamm. And I said, Charles, I can't do that. He says, that's what they're there for, Peter. He says, if they like you, he says, they'll step up to the plate. I said, Charles, it's embarrassing to do that. He says, do it. And because of Charles, I did it. And you guys paid the Ecamm for me. So thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Lewis he's taking the words right out of my mouth. God bless. God is the greatest. Yes. I thank God. And that's because that's my Christian character. Oops, I just bumped my mic. And here's Marga. Marga gave a donation, and she gave it last Sunday. Thank you, Marga. I love you, sweetheart. Okay. Hi, Peter. Catching a bus, but I see you on my phone. Congratulations. Thank you, Marga. If it wasn't for you, it wouldn't have happened. So every person here is important. Nobody should feel any less. You're all important. That is my Christmas theme. The good feelings of Christmas morning is love for everyone. What is it? Peace on earth, goodwill towards men. Okay. Have a great weekend. Everybody stay safe. Love you all. So that's Lewis. And Dr. Charles Richard says, friends don't know you are in need unless you speak out. Well, that was the problem with me. I'm just talking between you and me now, okay? I didn't want to do that. It was embarrassing to me. Maybe it's my ego or my pride, okay? Sometimes we feel we should not ask, but we need to learn to ask when we are in need. So I did what you said, Charles, okay? You can't say I didn't listen, because I did, okay? So now, I do what I can, Peter, and yes, you do, okay? There's only one thing that you don't do, Lewis. Listen to me, big boy. You gave me money. Thank you, okay? I want you to send me your email again so that I can call you, okay? I feel it's important for me to keep you encouraged. And I personally like to hear your voice, all right? So thank you to everybody. Now, it's 11:30. Let's start the show. I don't know what's wrong. All right. I wanted to talk about the new Mac Minis. It's an interesting topic. I promise. It's a very interesting topic. Okay. So, and it's something for everybody at every level. All right. So I'm running the Mac Mini here, the M1. My Mac Mini M1, Matt, is $699 when I bought it. What is it now? A year ago? Okay. So it matches my 2017 $3,800 iMac, which is probably worth nothing. It's got the Intel i7 chip in it, but it's got a beautiful 5K 27-inch screen, but you can't do anything with it. Once the computer dies, you've got a gorgeous monitor, but it doesn't allow you to use it as a monitor, as far as I know. Okay. So what they need is a company that you can send it in and they'll transform it for you for like $50 or something and turn it into a monitor where you could plug in HDMI and whatever else is the common thing, because it's the clearest screen that I've got, all right? So what they did is it was $699 for the Mac Mini M1. They came out with the Mac Mini M2. Same exact thing, okay? Except it's got the M2 chip. Now, that one is only $699. I don't have it here, okay? But I am reading where it bests, means it did better than the older iMac Pro. $4,500. Hello, can anybody say $4,500 for $699? But it didn't stop. Okay, they didn't stop there. You can upgrade it. You can upgrade it all the way up, and the sweet spot is if you upgrade it to the 16 core and the 32 bits. Okay, I think you're up to, I think, $12.99 or $13.99. All right, now you've got a more powerful computer than just about anything else you could buy. But there's other computers, okay? I mean, it's not like the king of the hill, but it's the king of your hill and my hill at $1,300 or $1,400, all right? And that one actually gives you a few other blessings. So the one that I have now is I paid $6.99, all right? It gives me two ports. It gives me two Thunderbolt ports and two regular USB, the blue ones, the 3.0 ports, okay? It gives me an HDMI, which is how I have my monitor connected, all right? It gives me a plug to plug in my Wi-Fi, but not, but it'll be cable, it'll be cord, you know, an Ethernet plug, hello, all right? And it gives me a phone jack, all right, for speakers or whatever else. So that's at $599. So $599, you basically have a computer that can run the world. Okay, but wait, there's more, just like the commercials. All right, so what it has above that is you can upgrade it. So let's say you're a content creator. Hello, content creators? Anybody out there, content creators? Okay, you can add more graphics power, and you can add more cores by adding more dollars. So if you basically double the price plus a little bit more, you have more computer than you will ever have. Plus, they're going to do something else. They're going to give you free gifts. That toaster, okay, that the bank used to give you 100 years ago, if you open an account, you get a free toaster. They give you two more Thunderbolt ports, and they're the Thunderbolt 4, okay? And they give you HDMI, whatever the newest one, I think it's called HDMI 3.1. So you can run even faster monitors. So you're above what we would ever use it for at $1,400. I think Mark from MDM, the young man from Chicago, that's also my buddy. Okay, I think he just ordered one that was around $1,400, all right? So now, how does that compare with their $2,000 Studio Pro that some of you guys have? You bought the Studio Pro. Well, in some areas, it matches it. In some areas, it's less. And in some areas, it's superior, okay? So the hard drive that's inside is a little less. It'll clock in at 1,500 megabits per second or whatever way they're rating it, okay? But the $2,000 job runs it up to like 3,500. So it's not quite double, but close, okay? But the graphics power on the smaller one is more powerful. So how do I put that in English? If you've got Final Cut Pro or Adobe Premiere Pro, or you're going to get live streaming like I'm doing now, and I'm live streaming with 1, 2, 3, 4 cameras in 4K and one camera in 1080, all right? So it's packing a punch. I'm doing it on the M1, okay? So the graphics power is higher on the new M2 than it is on the Studio one, the $1999, the $2,000 one, okay? But they haven't upgraded the Studio yet. They're going to come out with the M2 on the Studio, which is going to outdo the M2. So I was going to say the sweet spot, but honest to God, it's not the sweet spot. Every one of them is the sweet spot. So if you don't have a lot of money, for $599, you've got the power to run a whole freaking YouTube live show and record to your heart's content. $599. You want to kick it up a notch? Double it. So for $1,300, it's not double, 6 and 6 is 12. Well, add a little bit more. So for $1,300, you're now competing with $4,000 and $5,000 computers with just a few years ago. Okay? This is not chicken liver, chopped chicken liver, as they say. Okay? So this is what is being presented by Apple, and it's the opening round. They need to update the Studio. They need to put the M2 chip in that, and that's going to raise it up even higher. That's not available. All right? So how do you find the information that I'm talking to you about? Okay? Can you give me permission for a second to go over to the computer, and I'm going to show you, okay? So you're looking at my desktop right now, and I'm going to open up Chrome, all right? So give me a second, and I'm going to show you how you cannot get fooled by anybody at all right? People can say what they want. How do you find out if it's the truth or not? All right, so open up a Chrome browser. Okay, so this is my channel. And I'm going to open up a Chrome browser. And I'm going to go and I'm going to put apple.com. Okay? Now, when you get to apple.com, let me just check real quick and make sure my mic is on, because I've done this before and the mic wasn't on. Okay, it's on. All right, so let's get back to the browser. Okay. All right, so you could follow my mouse, right? Can you see my mouse right there? If I move it fast, it gets bigger. All right, so go over here where it says Mac, M-A-C. So all the stuff from the Mac or pertaining to the Mac is in this this section right here. All right? So see when it has a little red word underneath it that says new and new? Okay? By the way, what's new in here knocks the crap out of this $12,000 to $15,000 one here. But we'll get to that in a minute. So go to the Mac Mini. Okay? And immediately just go to where it says buy. Don't start reading all this paraphernalia. All right? So this is the new computers that are out. We have an M2, then we have a choice of a second M2, and we have something called an M2 Pro. The Pro is a different chipset. Okay? Now look at the prices. $599. So if you go here, you get 8-core on the computer chip. You get 8-core on the graphics. Okay, so this is the computer CPU. This is the graphics CPU. Okay, so they call that a GPU. All right. The memory that it has is 8 gigabytes of built-in memory that's not upgradable, and it comes with a 256 gigabyte of storage. So this is the entry level, and for $599, it's great. Okay. Now, you take the same computer, all right, and change it from 256 SSD to 512 SSD. And obviously, those of us that can do math at night, it's $200 more. It's $799 instead of $599. Okay? So, you get a 16-core engine, You get 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports, 2 Thunderbolt ports. You get 2 USB-A, 2 blah, 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 okay? All right. Now, you go from $799 to $1299, okay? And you're going to change from 8 cores to 10 cores. More power, okay? Now, if you're doing Final Cut Pro, Ecamm, Adobe Premiere, DaVinci Resolve, okay, you're going to go from 10 cores of GPUs to 16 cores of GPUs, all right? And you're going to go from 8 gigabytes of internal memory to 16 gigabytes of internal memory. And that brings it to $1299, all right? But like the commercial says, but wait, there's more. So you come down here and you select And this is where Apple can suck more money out of you. But sometimes money is well spent. All right? So now you could take the engine for $300 and go from a 10 core for the CPU, and you're using the M2 Pro. You can go to the M2 Pro with 12 cores. Woo! This is good stuff. Now you could go from a 16 core GPU to a 19 core GPU for $300. Okay? So that is good stuff. This is what they call good eatin'. So now you are up to $15.99. So let's say you feel a little happy today and you want to spend money. So you cannot upgrade the memory, but you can upgrade it through Apple, and they charge you through the teeth for it, okay? So it's $400. So now you're at $1,999. The same price if we go over here and we go to apple.com. We go to Mac. We go to the Mac Studio, okay? So you go immediately to here where it says buy, okay? Now it lists you the specs. So we have the M1 Max chip here, okay? And they have the M1 Ultra chip here. This is $2,000. This is $4,000. So this computer is basically this computer times 2. It's got 2 of the M1 Max, and they call that the M1 Ultra. So it's got 2 of these guys in here. You've got 10 cores here, you got 20 cores here. 24 here, 48 here, 16 here, 32 there. 2,000 here, 4,000 here. You've doubled the price. Now, I don't think too many of us are going to go for the 4,000, and if you do, more power to you. No problem, okay? But they all still have 4 Thunderbolt 4 ports, all right? So you've got this $2,000 job here. Let's click on it. So now you can upgrade here if you want, but I don't see any need to, all right? So for $200, you can go from M1 Max 10 core to M1 Max 10 core 16. Oh, you get 24 cores here. You get 32 cores here, okay? So you can up the graphics here for $200 more. But wait, if you stay with the $2,000 and you're back here at the $2,000 where we tricked this guy out all the way up. You got 32 gigs of internal memory. The only thing you did not upgrade here is you still got 512, okay? So let's for grins and giggles, let's bring it up to 1 terabyte. So now you're at $21.99, and over here you get, let's see what kind of memory, you get 512. So if you upgrade this to in $21.99. So now they both have 1 terabyte. So the question that should be on the block is, Peter, which computer is more powerful for the same money? Wow, what a good question. But before we go there, look at this picture. You see anything on the front of this computer? Nothing. Okay? Go and look at the Mac Studio. Okay? How do I get the front? How do I get the picture of the front? Let's view gallery. Okay? That's the one picture. Okay, that's the back. So the backs are identical for the same price. Actually, on the Mac Mini with the M2, this one does not have the upgraded HDMI 3.1. This has the lower version. Okay, but these things are the same. This is the same. Okay, but let's go to the front. Ooh, we get a bonus here. We get 2 more Thunderbolt 4 ports, and we get an SSD built-in card reader. Okay, this big boy doesn't have that. Now they're the same price, remember? $21.99. This one's $21.99. Okay, so you get 2 more ports and an SD card reader, and in one turn you lose the newer HDMI 3.1. So now this comes down to basically selecting your poison, as they say. Selecting what's important to you. However, this one here's got room to grow, and they have not introduced, okay, their version of the M2. They're still on the M1. Okay, so let me walk back over there. Give me a second to walk back over there. Let me get a Kleenex real quick. Okay, so let me put these glasses down, get these glasses. I'm sorry, this is part of what it takes to be live. This would get cut out if this was getting recorded on the whatchamacallit, Final Cut Pro. So we're going to come back over here, and I'm going to bring you back to my sitting cameras. And if I can just aim and shoot. Okay, so we're back. All right, so now you've got the overview of there is no clear choices for some of us, and there's some extremely extraordinary clear choices for some of us, okay? And one of the choices is for $599, you've got a better computer than you could buy in the last 20 years. $599. And you're either matching, excelling, or falling behind on some areas. So what are you falling behind on? Okay, you're falling behind on, and some, YouTube content creators, they try to make all these things, and they try to make it sensationalize things. Don't buy the Mac Mini M2. The hard drive, the internal hard drive is inferior. All right, well, look at the damn numbers before you start screaming your head off. It's recording at 1200 to 1300 megabits per second, or whatever the proper speed is. Okay, that ain't chopped liver. Any external drive that you buy, it's gonna unless you spend big bucks, it's gonna struggle to get anywhere near that. It's not gonna get anywhere near that. So before you think like, oh, that's bad, it's not bad, it's fine. Okay, but that's the weak spot, where on the Studio, the $2,000 one, they are giving you a faster internal drive. So it's tit for tat, okay? So Jeff is here. Jeff is one of the guys that gave. We reached the goal. Jeff, thank you for your donation. I appreciate it. I'm very touched, all right? And I'm grateful, okay? So the HDMI 2.0 is 60 hertz, while the HDMI 2.1 is 120. It's double. Is it 2.0 or 3? I forgot. Maybe Randy knows the numbers better than I do. Okay, so it's double the hertz. So what does that mean to you in real life? Okay, that means I have to ask Randy a question. Okay, Randy, the 5K Samsung monitor that you have, when you put it on your, I forgot what you got. Is it sufficient, or is it crippled? You understand the question, Randy? So Randy has the 5K monitor, the one that's really beautiful, but it's not made by Apple. It's made by, is it Samsung? Okay. And it's 5K, not 4Ks. Okay, so that's what the iMac gives you, a 5K monitor. And let me tell you, if you want to talk about pretty, it's pretty. Not to look at, I mean, the picture is really nice. I like to do all my editing there, okay? So instead of buying the Apple brand, remember I was showing you, and one of them was Mac Mini, one of them said displays. So the display is $16.99, all right? $1,699. You can get the Samsung version. Is it Samsung or LG, Randy? You got to correct me here, buddy. All right, is I think $1,200. So you could save money, and it's still a big name. All right. So Randy has one of those high-end monitors, the 5K, and I think he's got one of the newer computers. I just don't remember which one he bought. So it's like Randy just said, let me put it back up, okay? So the 2.0, which is on the studio, the $2,000 one, the bigger one, the one that's a little bit taller, okay? It's not a huge computer. I'm saying it's bigger, but it's just like stacking up two of the minis together. So the guy that I'm watching that is digesting this and interpreting it, so you've got all these people like, Max, my friend Max. Well, he's not my friend anymore. He won't communicate with me, but still my friend, okay? And Luke Miani and stuff. I found a new guy, Gregg's Gadgets. Gregg's with an S, G-R-E-G-S, Gadgets with an S, and no spaces. Nice guy, not me. It's not PeterGregg, okay? His first name is Gregg, okay? Gregg's Gadgets. He's putting it together in a way where I'm digesting it well, and he doesn't know who I am, so I can't put his site up. I can't just click on him, okay? So he's showing you tests on Final Cut Pro. Well, lo and behold, I use Final Cut Pro. Hello, ding, ding, ding. You know, the winning number here is I use the Final Cut Pro. And then there's someone else that did it with DaVinci Resolve. And even the cheapest one, the $599, $500, just blew away the Mac Pro from 2 years ago. The iMac Pro, the big 27-inch with the Pro, the i9 Intel chip, okay? $4,000 or $4,500. So for $599, he did the benchmark tests, and it beat that one. So Apple just gave us some really good stuff. That's the point that I wanted to make. The other point that I wanted to make is, remember, when you're watching these YouTubers, they're trying to get views. So they're sensationalizing a lot of this stuff, okay? Because I've seen the thumbnails. Don't buy the M2. It's no good. Well, that makes me want to click and go like, well, everybody thinks it's wonderful. Why are you saying it's no good? Okay. Well, it's no good because the bit rate on the SSD is 13 or 1400, and they show you that clock that goes up, and then the studio goes up to 3000 or 3300, something like that. I'm trying to remember. And they're going like, don't buy it, don't buy it. Oh, screw you. Keep your mouth shut, okay? Not talking to you, I'm talking to them. So when I started to look through, I did find this guy called Gregg's Gadgets. Nice guy, presents himself well, and he actually will just run a 10-minute clip in 4K on Final Cut Pro and show you the results. Really? Thank you very much. All right. So he showed where the one has the HDMI. You've corrected me, Randy. 2.1 instead of the 2.0. It's double the hertz. Okay. And it's in one computer and it's not in the other. So I think Gregg's Gadgets said that if you're going to run an 8K monitor, it's better to have the 2.1 because that's what you could do with it. And he said if you're running a 4K or 5K, the other one is better. But you get the 2.1 anyway. So it's not like we're arguing about this. Okay, so let's get back to the comments because we've gotten a few comments popping in. So I left off with Randy, and he was telling me, Peter, you got it all wrong. It's 2.1 and 2.0. Well, thanks, Randy. Well, that's why I lean on him. Charles says the biggest difference is that the HDMI 2.0 does not support 8K video, while the 2.1 does. I did hear that, so Dr. Charles Richard, bam, spot on. Okay. And Woody is saying, hi everybody, just joining in. I have been editing tonight's high school basketball game photos. That's something that Woody does. He takes his camera. Guess what he does with it? Something crazy. He takes pictures. Woody actually takes pictures. Who in their right mind would take pictures? So Woody takes pictures, and it's of his, I think, granddaughter, and she's on the basketball team. And if you go over to Facebook, he'll post some of the pictures sometimes for us. Hi, good to see you, Woody. Thank you for coming in. Randy says, Windows PC AMD Ryzen 3900 with the RXT 3080 runs at 120 hertz. So it's megahertz, that's the right word. Thank you. But only 4K, 4096, true 4K. Samsung, whoops, don't leave, I'm reading it. Samsung SB95B, the B is important. M1 Max Studio base model 1999, it still has the 2.0. That's what I said. The new one that just came out, their upper end, the one that was, what was it, $14 or $15.99, has got the 2.1. Okay, but the 5K monitor runs at 60 hertz on the LG. So it's not Samsung, guys. I'm corrected. 5K ultra fine. So he's running it on his M1, whatever unit that he's got. Okay. Uplift says, Uppy says, HDMI 2.1 represents a huge leap over HDMI 2.0 with 48 gigabits per second in bandwidth compared to 18 gigabits per second. 8K, baby. 8K, baby. Okay. Someday, maybe. 8K, baby. Somebody needs to be a lyricist. Okay, so Mark, I knew you bought one. Okay, so can you spec out what you bought so we know? We're not going to pick on you. Whatever you bought, it's awesome. It beats the crap of most other things out there. So Mark, you did great. The fact that you stepped up to the plate to do it, you get, wait, I have an applause button. I do's. That's for you, Mark. Love you, buddy. All right, so Mark already has his. No, he already bought his. I have the M2 Pro. So they're starting to hit. So what is today? Friday. When does yours arrive, Mark? Okay. Ray is here, joining late as usual. I don't do this, I suppose. I don't do this on purpose. I just rarely sign into this account. Hi, Peter and company. Well, come on the other one, okay? I don't want to miss you. I love you, dude. I want you to be here. So the show is over. We're just in fun time now. Okay, we're talking about the Apple, okay? So Charles is saying something, let me read it. Just for information purposes, this is an FYI. The only camera that has the capabilities of 8K video via HDMI is Fujifilm X-H2. What about the Z9? Tom, if you're still on, does the Z9 do 8K video on the HDMI? Because if that's true, then it's not true. There is other cameras. Okay, so I know Tom Buck has the Z9 in hand, but he might have taken his wife out on a romantic date for tonight. They're in California, so it's 3 hours difference. Okay, so Randy's saying, just buy a USB hub with the Mac Mini M2. That's what I was thinking. So get the Mac Mini M2, buy a hub, one and done. Done. Okay, so the possibilities that have opened up now is really, really good. All right, will you guys give me the luxury of going back over? No, I'm not going to do it because I don't have the data to back it up. All right. So the M2, the MacBook Pro M2, the laptop, okay, that beats the living doo-doo out of everything that's out there on the market in terms of the Apple equipment. So if you want to buy that big one, okay, thinking I've got the power. Where's that song? I got the power. Ding 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 ding. Oh, that's the Fox. What does the Fox say? Okay. This new MacBook Pro, now it is $3,800, okay? But I think, you know, we're talking about 1500 and 3500 and all that. This guy just wipes the floor with the time. You got to go look at Gregg's gadgets, okay? He's putting stuff up on the screen of tests that he's doing there, not other people. He's not regurgitating the information. Okay, so, okay, here, Mark answered my question. 16 gigabytes unified memory, 1 terabyte SSD storage. Good. Gigabit Ethernet cost me $1,200 plus tax. So you did perfectly fine. You can beat the crap out of everything I have in here combined. And I do this all the time, okay? So you're at the top. You did excellent. Plus tax. Wait, now he's saying something here. So it's not only plus tax, I do recommend you get the Apple Care. Because with Apple Care, they basically kiss your butt. Okay, they'll actually come to your house to fix it. Without Apple Care, you're kind of like a stepchild. They make you jump through hoops and stuff like that. So you do have time to add Apple Care if you want. So it's not like an emergency. So the Z9 has 8K video but doesn't have HDMI 2.1. It has HDMI 2.0. Okay, so that's good information right there also. So, oh, I already did that one. Charles, you get a second shot. So what are you guys thinking? I'm thinking, honestly, if anybody's in a position to buy Apple stock, they're going to be pumping out some really nice sales, I think. So don't buy it blindly just because PeterGregg says so. But if you're excited about something, that's the way to buy stock. Like if you went to Best Buy, and Best Buy is busy as crap all the time, you got to be thinking they're making some money. So their stock is going to go up in value. That's a good way to buy stock. Okay? Use your eyes where you go. If you go to Bed Bath & Beyond and they're empty every time you go, don't be buying their stock. Don't. Or go ahead if you want to. So Mark says, it's worth the upgrade because my iMac was getting long in the tooth. Well, I feel the same way. So what I'm doing, Mark, I'm using the iMac because of the 5K screen. And I'm editing in Final Cut Pro. Okay, so I put everything pertaining my workflow. Let's make complete sentences. Hello, turn brain on. Okay, if I'm doing something, let's say on the R6 Mark II, and it's like the R6 Mark II just arrived, or whatever it is, I will make a new folder. And every single thing pertaining to that video will be in that folder. And it'll be titled as to what's in it. So the library, I make one and I put it in that folder. The videos from Ecamm or B-roll or any pictures goes in that folder. So a year from now, if I find the folder that I did for that video, everything I did, even sound files, is in that folder. Okay? So I make the folder. I do all the processing on the iMac. It's a 2017 iMac i7, okay, 27-inch. And then when I finish, I move the folder over to my Mac Mini M1. They export at about the same speed, so I'm not really getting a speed difference, but I really feel that the Mac Mini M1 that I have in this room, which is their cheapest version, not the M2, but the M1, okay, actually does it just a little bit faster, but not enough, you know, to where I can sneeze, blow my nose, and throw it in there, and it's done. But what the difference is my iMac, you could feel the heat. It just blows out the heat crazy, okay? So the Mac Mini M1, the old one, okay, the fan doesn't even come on. So I don't want to burn out my iMac. So that's why I'm exporting all my stuff probably for the last half a year in the Mac Mini M1. So I just move the folder over the my internet in the house, okay, intranet. And then I just put it, I reattach the files, if you don't know how to relink files. So I reattach the files, and then I have it exported. I go, eat something, drink something, go to the bathroom or something, come back, and it's done. 10 or 12, 15 minutes at the most. So that is what I am doing. Randy says Apple needs to manufacture in the US, not in China. Well, these companies are not, they're dollar motivated. They're not for the US or for China or for some other country. Okay? Some people don't like that. I'm one of them. I'd rather buy something made in the US. Okay, Ray says Apple does seem to be weathering the recession better than other tech companies. I contract at one of the companies that just laid off thousands of employees. That's the reality of the economy that we have. Employees are being laid off left and right, and some people are getting hurt by that, and the hurt can be pretty deep. Charles says, FYI, the M2 is only 30% faster than the M1. The question is it worth it to upgrade an M1 and an M2? Mark says, I'm pumped for it to come in. I'm going to cut all my editing time in half. And it'll be smoother too when you scrub. That's when you move the mouse back and forth. So we actually, there's some nice things out there. You've got the new camera from Panasonic, which is very appealing to some people. You've got really nice cameras coming from Fuji, which is very appealing to some people. Canon has released the R6 Mark II. It's like a fully featured camera, okay? Other than 8K, it's not missing a whole lot. I mean, it's missing some stuff, okay? But again, good stuff. So you've got cameras, all right? How about cars? You got the Tesla. You've got the Ioniq 5, the Ioniq 6. You got Volkswagen. They're all making electric cars. So you got that going. How about computers? You got the Apple computers and others that are coming out with better. What a great time to be alive. I actually feel sorry that I'm 70 years old. I don't know how long I'm going to go, okay? But you know, if I go tomorrow or the next day, I'm going to miss a lot, I feel. And I'm enjoying watching it. But on the other hand, you know, heaven ain't no chopped chicken liver, okay? It's everything we have here multiplied by a gazillion. So if there's an Apple company up there or a version of the Apple company or whatever electronics, or maybe they don't use electronics. They don't use jets in heaven. You travel at the speed of thought in heaven. The actual city and the planet where heaven is on. Okay, it's in the Bible. That's where I'm getting that from. You travel at the speed of thought. The speed of light is like an ant traveling from here to New York compared to the speed of thought. So if I can think myself into Mark MDM's house, I will just see myself zooming right down to his living room, and I'll miss him over to the side because I don't want to knock him on the floor, and then I just appear at the speed of thought. Same thing if I want to go to Mars or Venus or Uranus. You know, you travel at the speed of thought. So there's no jets. So how are they doing their computing up in that city? I don't know. When I get there, I'll let you know. Maybe I'll get to do a live show from heaven. Okay, so where was I? Mark, and then Randy is 5 more hours to go, Peter. What happens in 5 hours, Randy? Nothing bad, right? It'll be the middle. You'll be sleeping, dude. Yeah, I'm surprised you're not sleeping now. So Mark says, I just need to buy a newer monitor. I'm looking around. I'm around to buy one for $250. Okay, I have something to say to get you to spend more money. The monitor most likely is going to stay with you, Mark, as you move through different computers. So take a look on Amazon, all right, for the LG, do a search for 5K monitor. Do that. When you find the LG monitor, they have one that's called Renewed for $1,100. I know it's not $250, okay? But for $1,100, make sure it's the Model B in 2 places. When you order it and when you receive it. Some people, they're screwing them over. They're ordering the B, number, and then there's a B at the end. Some people, they're screwing them over, number, and there's an A. That A is inferior by a big amount. You don't want the A. So you're going to have to look when you receive it also. And then when you go to Mac Mini, the Mac Mini M2, the Mac Mini 3 years from now, M4, M5, you're going to use the same monitor. What are they going to do with the monitors? You're going to monitors. They're going to make holograms out of them. So it's like the lenses. The 50L goes from camera to camera to camera. For me, it goes back into the 2000s, the year 2000. Okay. So use the step-up method. Buy the one you need for $250. Okay. And then when you want that ooh la la look, and you're a little flush on money, meaning you have a little extra, look to get into the 5K monitor, because your M2, slam bam, thank you ma'am, it can handle it with no problem. So that's a good thing. Nobody told me that I didn't turn the Christmas tree on. 2 hours of live broadcasts and I did not turn the Christmas tree on? What the heck is wrong with me? Oh my God. Okay, it's on now. Can't go back in time. If anybody's figured out how to go back in time, send me a text message or an email, please. Okay. So we need to raise more money for Peter. I'm all for that. Geez, Charles. I'm embarrassed to begin with. What are you trying to do? To turn me red? I can do that. You want? No, I'm not going to do that. Okay. So I'm thinking I need 2 lenses to start with. Number 1 is the Christmas room lens. The Christmas room lens is a 50 millimeter 1.4 or the equivalent. Okay. So on the Sony E10, it's a 35 millimeter 1.4 that I have on there. And they do pretty well. All right. So on the S52 is a full frame camera. Now you're into Fuji. I think the Fuji has a 50 millimeter 1.0. If that doesn't explode your brain, what does? Sly, I'd be walking all over your show now. Sorry. So she's got a really, really bad cold, so you guys pray for her. Her nose is redder than Rudolph's nose. So I made me lose my train of thought. What was I talking about? Oh, so the 50 millimeter. Okay, so I can get the 50 millimeter 1.8 and try it and see how I like it. All right. And that's $350. Not bad. And that's the Panasonic Lumix brand with a Leica certification. Or I can get their 1.4, which is 2K, right? So I would have to sell my my 1.2 L lens and my 70-200 Nikon lens, which doesn't mount on any camera around here. Okay, so I would want the 1.4 because I like the bokeh backgrounds that I'm getting, and I like the blurred backgrounds. And bokeh and blurred is not the same thing. Okay, so I like those things, but it costs money. You know, some people have champagne beer pockets, but champagne tastes. You know. And they have a genuine Panasonic Lumix Leica branded lens for I think $1,000. That's a 16-35 f4. Okay, and that would be what I would take to the restaurants, to my brother's house. It's not very big. It's small. It's got like a highly rated by everybody, but somebody tanked it because they didn't like that it was 16 to 35 the range. So they wanted to buy another lens, so they gave it a 1 star. So basically it's got 5 stars. So those 2 lenses, one is so that I can go out, and the other is so I could broadcast and people can go like what Tom Buck said. Wow, looks good. Tonight it looks really good. I want that, okay? I'm a retired professional. I don't want the crappiest things I can have. I want the good stuff, okay? So, where do we go? Randy was, no, I think it was Charles. Somebody. Oh, Charles was raising money to buy that. I'll be selling stuff and we'll be trading our way up. I'll definitely check it out. I also have a $250 gift card. That brings you up to $500. So go live and let the people know what you want, and somebody is going to step in and give you a blessing. Blessings are important to some people. It's important to me to bless somebody, Mark, okay, because I live in a Christian environment. Is that the right word? And I do study the Bible, and it says, give, and it shall be given to you. Pressed down, shaken together, overflowing. Ever pour beer and it overflows? That's overflowing. Doesn't even stop there. Some of it's going to be a 30 times greater. Some of it's going to be a 60 times greater. Some of it's going to be 100 times greater. So for me to give, it actually blesses me. So all of you guys that actually gave to me, I am going to pray that blessing over the money that you gave to me. That God blesses you back 30, 60, and 100 times over. That's my prayer over that money. That means I'm grateful for it. So anyway, I don't know how Mark got that out of me. So if you want to know more, or you want me to actually pick out the exact correct monitor, email me and I'll find the link and email it back. It will have an Amazon affiliate link, but it's not because I'm trying to trick you. It's because that's what my Chrome browser does, okay? He needs a DeLorean. No, he doesn't. I would get the Model X that got the wing doors. What's with the gas engines? Who uses a gas engine? Oh, Randy. Randy, I saw a CHR today on the road. It's bigger than I thought. And it's a lot prettier in the picture, in the road, real life, than it is in the pictures. I figured it would be one frickin' ugly duckling. Even my brother, I was in the car with, said, "What is that? What's the name of it?" I said, "It doesn't have a name. It just has CHR on the back." And I said, "They're going to make that electric next year or this year or whenever. So I got to be able to buy that in electric." Okay, of course I like Tesla because of the Tesla environment. You're not going to get stuck anywhere with a Tesla in terms of not being able to find electricity. So Uppy, change that to he needs a Model X. So he needs a DeLorean, change it to he needs a Model X. So do that just in case God is reading the comments. I want God to read what the real thing is. So Sly says, "I was just thinking the same thing. I wouldn't walk over you, though. I'd stop it. And I would say, let's continue this over on Sly's channel." And that would get people to come on over. As a matter of fact, that's how we're going to get you started. When you're up and running and you're ready to rock and roll, whenever it is, your time schedule, not mine, we're going to start live here and we're going to transfer the people over to Sly. And Sly's going to go, "I don't know what to say." I'll come on with you. I'll show you how to get me on in another window. So your problem is to shut me up. No, actually what you could do is you could just put me on your phone and put me on your speaker, okay? And just let it be, let the people hear. This way I will come over. Charles says, yes, Fujifilm does have a 50mm 1.0. Boy, doesn't that make some people drool, Charles. Charles, how come you don't have that, big boy, huh? How can you not possibly have, wait, let's make it full sentence. How can you have the full Fuji line and not have that lens? Charles? Tesla Y is the one he wants. I wrote in one the other day. Red was the color. No, it was gray. Or was it red? Randy's younger than me, so he's going to remember. Yeah, was it pretty? Was the red one pretty? No, you sent me pictures of the gray one, right? Yeah, so you wrote in 2 now. Wow. You're holding out on me, Randy. Randy, you're holding out on me. But the new Fujifilm 56mm 1.2 is sharper. Sometimes you don't need sharper, right, Charles? If you're taking a picture of a woman, she's not looking for sharper. Oh, I need to see more pores on my face. Okay? Or an old guy like me. I need to see more age spots. So I can go with knowing that it's sharper, but that's not a deal breaker. Is it a deal breaker for you, Charles? And Randy's asking, Charles, is it an APS-C lens? Yes, the Fuji is a crop sensor, which is a 1.5. So their lenses are all crop censored lenses, unless you go to the medium format lenses. So, oh, look, I didn't even have to say anything. Charles answered it. Yes, Randy. Uplift. I'm thinking of the Viltrox Pro 75mm for my Fuji, I think. 1.2, I believe. I have one of these cameras, the Nikon X FC. I've got the 35mm 1 point something, maybe it's a 1.4 Viltrox lens. No complaints. None. So go for it. You can always return it. Where did I leave off? I lost my place. There it is. Charles is saying, here's another FYI. Full frame is better than APS in photography, and APS is better than APS-C in full frame in videography. I hear you. That doesn't mean I necessarily agree with you. And the reason that I say that is Woody, he's doing a lot of pictures of his grandson and his granddaughter in sports. And the crop sensor comes in handy where you don't need a lens. So let's say you could do an 800mm lens, which would take the size of my whole body on full frame. But you go over to micro four thirds and maybe they're that big. Okay. So it's got its place. The argument between full frame and, what's the other one? APS-C doesn't hold water anymore because it is it's specific to the need that a person has. I need full frame, okay? Or is it that I want full frame? Because my E10s are crop sensors, but you know, they give me beautiful bokeh. So there we go. Randy says, get the hybrid Toyota CHR. So he misspelled it. He meant to write C. So it's CHR, and it's a hybrid. And what I would want to know, how far can I go on the battery only? So I would need to be able to go from here to Publix and back, which is like less than 8 miles. Complete. 4 miles there, 4 miles back. Okay? And never touch gasoline. Because I don't want to go to the gas stations. Okay? Bad stuff happens at gas stations. People touch it with their stinky fingers. And in Miami, down here, they don't trust people. So you can't drive up, slide your credit card in, okay, and pump gas. They make you, they put a piece of tape over it, all of them. Put a piece of tape over it and says you have to go inside to the attendant. So you have to leave your credit card there, okay, and then you have to come back when you're done, then they charge it. So you got to walk in twice. Electric. I come home, I plug it into the wall, And as far as I drive, I don't even need a 220 plug. A 110 gives you 4 miles per hour. So overnight, it's going to give me 40 miles. Okay? So with the Tesla, 40 miles, I could go to my brother's house and back. Plug it back in. Now, a lot of you guys travel a lot more. So 40 miles a day is not enough. So you're going to have to put like a dryer plug in your garage for your Tesla or any other brand. Okay, so Sly is saying, next Friday is the target date. I worked all day today and almost everything is set. Okay, so I'll call you tomorrow and we'll find out. Or maybe we'll do a test, okay? Good idea, we'll do a test. Do you want to go live, unlisted, public, and everybody who's subscribed to you get to see it, or are you too chicken? So it's Sly Reader. Go over there now and subscribe, okay? So Randy says, this is my second time in it. Oh, Randy, I have to talk to you. I just have to talk to you. Okay? So I'll take a 1970 GTO Judge. That'll nail you to the back of the seat. Boom! That'll have some G-force and then some. Yeah, if I had that, I'd suffer and go to the gas station, Mark. Mark says, the public can't tell the difference between full frame and APS-C. It's a thing for us. Okay, APS-C, full frame, that's just for even medium format. The general public and even more don't know the difference. I had a gallery showing a year ago, nobody cared or could tell what I shot it on, and they didn't care. It's the picture that counts. Okay, so Randy says that the CHR, I could go 25 miles on battery before the gas engine even starts up, unless I floor it. If I floor it, meaning pedal to the metal, the gas engine will come up to give me the power. But I'm not going to floor it, okay? So I can go to the grocery store, the post office, I can go to, where else do I go? We have an Aldi's here now, I could go there. I could go to Bed Bath & Beyond, but I'm boycotting that company, so I won't be going, and come back home, and I won't have hit the 20, I will not have used the gas engine. That's what my target is, okay? So, says you must drive 30 miles per hour or less for the gas engine. I could do that. It's a little hard because I do like to go fast, okay? But to not have to go to the gas station, and I don't want my groceries flying all around the car either. So that's a good one, Randy. So Uplifty is have a great night. Need to edit my ice cream commercial. Wait, can I help you with that? Can I help you with editing that? I'm gonna need a sample of that. Okay. Do you want to tell me your first name, or you don't want me to know it, or you don't want the people to know it? Because you're involved. I'd like to call you by your first name. And I'm not saying I'm going to remember it the first night. That's a PeterGregg thing. It might take 3 weeks for me to remember. All right, so Randy's saying good night to 181. Who's 182? Sly says, I went live tonight with the boys. They gave me some good advice and some areas of opportunity. Oh, I'm going to have to hear about that too. Sounds good. I keep looking at the wrong camera. All right, so we are at 12:30. So we're 2.5 hours. Not bad. So thank you. Wait, he's talking about GTO. I had the 69 GTO. So you also had the Hemi 442. Okay, no, wrong. You had the Oldsmobile Rocket 442. And you had the Charger Hemi. I don't know what the numbers were. All of those, and the Cullis, they were muscle cars. Okay, I had a 1969 GTO Judge in my younger years. If I knew that car would sell for close to 100,000 today, I would have kept it. I would have bought the darn thing. Just like my 1963 Studebaker Champ pickup truck. Studebaker made a pickup truck? What the heck? Boy, if I had the cars that I had, I wouldn't be asking for the money for Ecamm. some of those cars, like what's the Chevy? 1962. I had the Chevy 1962. I had a 73 Chevy, and they're both worth some big money. I had a Thunderbird, a 67 with the suicide doors with the 429 engine in it. Some of those things are now collector's items. The car I have now is my mother's Lincoln Town Car, 1997, with only 22,000 miles on it, original. And it's in the garage. And I go nowhere because I don't really drive. All right, Sly, and I could see some other guys. Oh, wait, he said it's Jerry. Oh, you gave. Jerry gave. Okay, it says here, Gary gave and Jerry gave. So, Jerry, thank you so much. I love you, buddy. Thank you for doing that. So, I never connected it together with you. All right, so when you say Jerry, dash, and then say what you want, just for a week or two, so I could register it in my brain. At 70 years old, my brain works better than when I was 18. But I still need somebody to remind me some stuff. So Jeff did that for me, okay? He's got the parentheses, he's got Jeff, and I just say Jeff, okay? Okay, so here we go. Sly, no, Charles says, Sly, by the time you wake up, Sly, Peter will have enough money for a new lens. Boy, Charles, from your mouth to God's ears, okay? No, I am deeply thankful for you guys that did that. You know how no, you don't. You have to be in my shoes to understand that people cared enough about you to do that. It takes a lot of BALLS to step up and give somebody some money, okay? I don't give in big dollar amounts, but I give little amounts in a lot of places because people want to get blessed, and I get blessed in return. I already explained that, so we're not going to go through it. So Mark says that his dad had something. My dad had the rookie Mickey Mantle rookie card. My dad had the rookie Mickey Mantle rookie card. Instead of keeping it, he destroyed it because he hated the Yankees. The card is now worth millions of dollars. Wow, that is quite a mouthful. Okay, good night, everybody. Stay safe. Keep smiling. See you next week. If God is willing and the bridge isn't up, we are going to go out with Randy. And let me stand up for this. We are on the R6. Randy, I'm going to call you when I get off. Okay, so be ready. Don't be falling asleep in your chair. All right, so I'm getting up to say good night. Good night, my friends, pleasant dreams. Sleep tight, my friends. May tomorrow be sunny and bright. And I'll see you next Friday night. All right, see you guys. Love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. My heart says thank you. Bye.